not the time we for better we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not to option. During this election, we don't want no tribal division. All we want for see vote without violence, vote in peace, vote without violence. Till the end they say vote without violence, vote in peace, vote without violence. Till the end they say all we want for see vote without violence, all we want for see now, all we want for see vote without violence. Till the end they say all we want for see vote without violence, all we want for see, all we want for see vote without violence. Now not the time we for better we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not to option. During this election, we don't want no tribal division. All we want for see vote without violence, vote in peace, vote without violence. Till the end they say vote without violence, vote in peace, vote without violence. Till the end they say all we want for vote without violence, all we want for sin, all we want for vote without violence. Till the end they say all we want for vote without violence, all we want for sin, all we want for vote without violence. Now not the time we for better we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not to option. During this election, we don't want no tribal division. All we want for see vote without violence, vote in peace, vote without violence. Till the end they say vote without violence, vote in peace, vote without violence. Till the end they say all we want for vote without violence, all we want for sin, all we want for vote without violence. Till the end they say all we want for vote without violence, all we want for sin, all we want for vote without violence.
Indeed, vote without violence. Good morning, viewers. Today, the 7th of June 2023. Una welcome to the program Salone Talk, where they come to Una live from TDN Africa Media. And where they bring the program come to Una. Me name na AMINATA KOROMA.
And Mina AMADU Esba. They say Una good morning and welcome to yet another edition of the program Salone Talk. Inside the program Salone Talk, we can talk about things that they happen in our country, Mama Salone. We can make we analysis and as well take on our own view na the program. Yourself can be part of the program by way where you go send your text message to the number where they shown at the screen, or you drop your comments now we comment section. We go read them out as because it's a Salone Talk. How we see them now so we they talk them. And TDN Africa Media then I also for they bring you independent, credible and unbiased news. And inside the program today,
owing to the countless violence activity where they show up so far na the political campaign them, TDN Africa Media will like for talk to the leader of the young generation wing of both the SLPP and APC for know-how and waiting na the role where the leadership they play for ensure say young people them they stay away from violence during and after this election. Yeah, so for that reason we will talk to Francis Alpha Kalon when at the SLPP National Young Generation Council leader, and same way so we go talk to Prince Tolly when at the APC National Youth Congress leader who can explain better one but waiting I be don't highlight just now, and we go give una election update and we go for a break. When we come back we can discuss them so we I don't highlight.
Now not the time we for better we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not an option. During this election, we don't want to tie by division. All we want for see, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, all we want for see. Vote without violence. All we want for see, all we want for see. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, all we want for see. All we want for see. All we want for see.
Welcome back. If you just join with the program where you watch now, Salone Talk, where they come to you on TDN Africa Media. Remember, say yourself can be part of this program here, so by sending you text message or call me to the number where they show now the screen, or you drop your comments now in comment section. We go read them out as your voice really important. If family them member now we news headline today as to which we want for talk, but inside Salone Talk. Election business na term where we get so many violence activities, and most times na young people them can make a huge sum of the numbers of people that work in the panel violence they are so for sake of this, we want to look at them particular issues they are for make sure say we get them from the leadership of the young generation wings, now both the main opposition and that of the ruling party. We know say where a campaign political business, the Sierra Leone People's Party and the All People's Congress, APC party, their name can always they up all things in this country also, especially when it comes to political campaigns. Now for this reason, we want to talk to the leader them, where they lead them win there, so that the people them were responsible for manage the affairs of the young supporters of the political parties, especially on how they don't they engage them for make sure say they stay away from violence activities will go affect the peace of this country. We reach out to both the SLPP and the APC, and the leadership of the young generation wings of both parties, they promise say they go on for talk to we today na the program, and for tell we waiting then don't they do so far for make sure say young people them avoid for take part by anything we get for do with violence business now we country Mama Salone. Before we go get for put the call through to them, we go on forget we normal discussion na the studio na yaso concerning the thing them where we go get for come ask them while we try for get them for connected to we very soon. We discuss the matter now, family them and continue for the watch the show as we go soon get the young generation leader for the Sierra Leone People's Party in the person of Engineer Francis Alpha Calon, for talk to famble them and for explain how the young generation wing don't they go so far for sensitize the youth them for stay away from violence. AMINATA, before we start for gets we calls them out. I mean this thing about violence, I mean we already always would preach, people that they talk, people that they advise, but we still they see say, I mean several signs of that don't they show during this period or so of election, and you begin to wonder what's in the role where the young generation wing of these parties they play, you know.
Yeah. Yes, Amadu. That's not a very good question. We need for ask waiting at the role within they play in order for ensure say we get violence-free election. And mind you, this election period, plenty people they fear. Plenty people they fear, even the diasporas the way they do Uganda. Then self they fear for them families the way they are, so they say the election it is it that, this, that, and we don't hear plenty things them where they happen from different districts them, which is bad. We don't want nothing for happen at this country as well. We don't want nothing for disturb the peace we don't get for over how many years now. Do you have really big? Una the youth man them. Una really need for like know waiting una they do. Una get things straight. Una put una head one side and let una think straight for Mama Salone. Now coming back to the young generation, waiting the SLPP and the APC, the youth and leaders that they do for let them maintain peace. Talking about peace, everybody know they na this country or other country we don't want peace for the day in country, because a very key for we get a peaceful country. Believe you me, Amadu, if Salone people allow this election to come get any violence activity or any kuskas commodity, believe you me, now me and you they suffer. Some the one way they get money, they pay go other country, go sit on the and they then begin to say they feel sorry for them people there so because of this that it's bad. Now when we get the time, let we push it out with problems them and make sure say me and you not get for suffer. Do ya with the big and also the youth man them now una get this election. Why I say now una get the election? Now una the young people them. The old one then they go. The old one then they get for left free. Believe you me, we the youth man them, we now the young generation. Now we get everything na Mama Salone. Because we people them even picking where it in us. It they listen to him. Mama say it they come sometimes. Time they reach now, you not get for they listen to her. Now waiting in feel for do. Now it they do. So if you mama dey party A or party B, then you daddy dey party C and party D. It not mean say you say for the party A or party B. Choose the right thing. Make sure say you do the right thing in order for let the country go before. Please. And mind you, where they can talk with the people there, so I believe say una self go learn something from them, and also una go know how una dey tackle situation.
Sure.
Whenever something arises, Amadu.
No, yeah, of course, and AMINATA, we get for try for see how best we go stay away from violence during the time there, especially with the young people then, because many a times we don't see the number of efforts, but the number of misunderstandings we don't they show up in elections, and all get to do with young people them, you know, young people them we expect say young people them for be more focused, young people them for be more connected to the fact that elections not to violence. Election, all right, fumble them. We don't get Mr. Alpha Kalon now on the line in the SLPP Young Generation Council leader. We want to talk to we na the program. Hello and welcome to the program, Mr. Kalon.
Good morning. How are you? Thank you.
Yeah, we want to take this time out for welcome you to the program Salone Talk, as this now your first time for talk to we on TDN Africa Media. First of all, fumble them go once for no, as a political party, waiting in a done they do in order for sensitize the young people them during this election year, so, and how far the party don't they go in terms of engaging young people?
Well, as a democratic and responsible and peaceful party, we make sure say the Young Generation Council, when at the young man the young side of the party, the party leadership make sure say they equipped we well for low able to go out there and talk to the young people of this country across every corner of this country. We make sure say in as much as we campaign for we young candidates, when are the President of the Republic, retired Brigadier Dr. Julius Maada Bio, But at the same time, the leadership of President Bill tell we say a peaceful election will be a very good one for the progress and development of this country. So in as much as the campaign, we still go ahead and talk to young people and for me they refrain from violence, may not make ill politicians that will not let this country, we then just care about their own personal ambition, may they not use youth them for go out there and cause problem, cause havoc, and may they able for cause violence by this election. So what we do, we make sure say every joint, meaning every assembly point of young people outside and they who they go meet them for campaign, we as well they tell them say may nobody not use them for come out and cause violence, and let them make sure say the one that they listen to now the one that we come for can give them campaign message of policies and programs. Waiting we own party don't do if there's again the message, may they can get an alternative option of what they think say they go do. We go convince them for me able for vote for them. We don't tell them say the only rule we then get now for make sure say them vote, not to forgo facts, not to forgo cause havoc. So these are the things that we'll be able to do across the country currently.
All right. So one of the things that way so many young people then think say they don't be left out on, it is the area of educating them on this PR system. As a political party and as the young generation wing, what in a leadership don't do so far in making sure that the young people of not just on a party, but young people of this country really understand the PR system we will get for votes on?
Well, currently, as a party and young generation council, we not only talk to the young people of the party because we need votes. And the young people of the party will therefore make sure say we talk to other people and make sure say we tell them we tell what's good. So what we don't do, they sensitize them on the district block system, tell them what are the important and how they vote. These are all the components that we don't put together, how they go out there for campaign. With the campaign for canvas vote, educate them on how they vote and what are the importance of the district block system. And as well, for talk to them for make them refrain from violence. These are all the components put together how they go out there and talk to youth them when are eligible voters and even the one that will not care for voting it, but tell them say this is not the responsibility for make sure say this country become peaceful, because if without peace they're not able for go school, without peace they're not able for attend classes at the university, without peace new development and will not able for sustain and consolidate the gains that we President Bill don't do inside these 5 years.
Okay, misinformation na a challenge. What in the party they do for make young people and stay away from misinformation?
Well, we now forgive them civic education, and that's what they do. They make sure to go meet the outside and give them the information. Say, make them not sit down people and they give them misinformation about saying that this government don't do or this person grab say because government do so all man don't agree so for common do. We don't tell them say nobody don't agree on that. And we don't tell them say whenever there is any information we're good for the consumption of youth there are channels that we then go pass on to and we will tell them the channel.
Okay, one of the other thing them again is about personal attack on the political candidates them. We get so many young people them where people that know say now avid supporters of the Sierra Leone People's Party, and these young people then they in the habits of posting ill things them about other political party them, candidates them. As a wing we're responsible for young people that are the party, what one don't they do for engage them people there so for refrain from their acts they are, because
as I said earlier, I tell you we are a democratic, peaceful and responsible party. We party youths they not will ever do that. As you see we they behave just as how we leadership they always they behave. Because they lead by example, and we they look their footsteps and make sure say we live by that same example and make sure say this country in our responsibility for make peace and stability day. Election of for tear we are part. So we don't make our known and we don't always remind them say that for continue because of that to be done they do. We for continue for behave well, we for continue not for attack other political party, the candidates there. If you want for oppose, they for oppose constructively and talk about policies and programs where we want for do again and how we want for consolidate the gains where President Bill don't make and which are the plans where President Bill get for the people of this republic when they go elect in the second term now office as President of the Republic.
Okay, as much as we get into politics and you then are the SLPP, but we all go agree saying that one salon we all get. What's in the relationship where the young generation wing of the SLPP gets with the other political party them, especially for make sure say young people then they together?
Well, other political parties will get a very good relationship with them. We always engage them. We get to association, called political party, youth association, and all they engage, they debate on issues. We even discuss and debate about policies and programs for various parties them, what we plan for do for the Republic of Sierra Leone. So we get a very good relationship with them. Whenever we need for discuss, or they call ourselves on our cell phones them. So the relationship is very cordial. And we can always remind and say this Sierra Leone belongs to all of us. Instability happen, now we will be affected. So it is our responsibility to make sure it's Salone peaceful and united for a sustainable development.
All right, before you left we, how una party stand? You think say una stand the chance for convince young people them na this country for vote una back?
Oh yes, we stand the chance because now the only party is we don't invest hugely in young people than any other party, any other government in the history of this republic. So the young people are ready for payback President Bill with massive votes for me win in second as president, for continue for invest in young people. He brought in the free quality education under the human capital development agenda. So he don't invest so much in young people, and I don't tell we say it make sure say provide 500,000 jobs for young people as a presidential.
But some young people still they doubt the possibilities of that.
No, well, they don't doubt the possibility because the whole world without the possibility of President Bill for do free quality education. But the same year he was elected, he made that happen. So if he can give us free quality education, not to 500,000 jobs, you know, go to young people.
Well, I think young people they see I'm saying over the past years they have not been job, their life they don't waste into kush and so many other challenges. How you go react to that?
Well, in building a very sustainable development country, we for build the foundation blocks. And the foundation block, President Bill say, we will make sure say we feed the brain. You know, we provide job where the brains are not fed. You get for give them skills. You get for make sure say there's ability and labor. Now we don't make sure say education don't become a very, very good thing where every youth don't embrace. Everybody wants to be educated now. This is a very good one. The products who don't get out of these 5 years, they need job. And President Bill say now, in my second time in office, I will provide these jobs for them. And this is what he is doing. He will not just provide jobs without having them get the skills and the education we require. So President Bill don't do that in the 5 years, and he continue to do that in human capital development, in free quality education. At the same time, now he say they provide the jobs. If he can do that for free quality education, he can do it too to provide the 500,000 jobs. And I want to assure the youth of this republic, say, when President Bill say they do this, he mean he go do it. He's committed about it, and he's committed about the future of this country. And he knows say the youth are now going for take over when it arrives. So therefore, he want to prepare very well for the future of this country.
Okay, before you left with quick one, what will be your message for the young people them for peace in doing and after this election? Yes, sir.
I want to tell the young people that for stay calm. Let we listen to the one that will get good plans them. Let we listen to the policies and programs then where the various political parties then get at the table if elected. And I want to tell them say this peace and unity in this country in our responsibility, and not will suffer more anything happen in this country. So we for repel anybody who want for problem, violence, or anything way bad in this country. Now responsibility for stand against them. So therefore, youth them when it comes to June 24, Lord will suffer at the polling station, let's vote and come home and wait for results. let's stay calm, no go fight for politician, no go die for me own party SLP will never call any youth for go fight, for go cause, or for go begin destroy things there. We will tell you to be law abiding, go and vote and make sure say you go home. And I want to tell you say vote for President Bill is a vote for sustainable development, is a
Plenty, thank you for talk to TDN Africa Media.
All right, fumble them. That's now the young generation leader for the SLPP Young Generation Council. We just talked to we in the program. We talk about the role we the party don't they play so far in making sure that members of the party, when are young people, them stay away from violence and misinformation, because we all know say that's not something we the ambog with electoral process right now. And family then don't listen to them, they don't talk the role we they don't they play as leaders in order to make sure say them party supporters or youths of the party refrain from violence activities. Although it's a talk, AMINATA, because we know say as much as now young people then, but you know say I mean once you get into politics you're a politician.
Yeah.
So anything you say people in the whole world. Now like we whole world. Because we don't see in the cases where I mean young people will go attack a particular political personality. You know, we don't see them cases then they. And we tend for doubt the situation where the SLPP leader of the young generation explained, in all honesty.
Yes, Amadu. Yeah. I just laugh way like somebody they try for like talk to you about something we like me and you get an idea of, and we understand how things are things then they in this country. Yeah, so and believe you me, waiting a talk but the peace message I really happy we like they talk to in company youth man them, because now that we want and now that we want for God to see. We need peace now this we country. Let politicians not stupid you, let politicians not fool you, let politicians not use you for your own political goals. Believe you me, if you do that, if you allow that, because not you they do that, if you allow that, you they suffer for no reason. Mind you, just like how we can talk, do ya whether I lock you up, that politician will deny you, and when he denying you, you don't done. Now then you go left. So say this, you get supposed to go sorry for you and pull you there. Now, let's go back, Amadu. The youth leader, he talk plenty thing, and if not so, then they do. Then why all with the some kind of a thing them where they happen from their own side?
Yeah.
Why would they then thing and the police they caution them? Why? And not so for saying an old person, now youth man them. Now youth man they do the activities.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's bad.
Bad. Very.
Really bad, Amadu. Believe you me, people una need for no say, not to party the ulwi. Not to party the ulwi. Now we self the ulwi self. We the citizens there, because we they put the leaders there. The political parties are there. Damn, you entitled for the in any political party, but please not vote for a party. I mean color. Because now that's plenty youth man they do right now. Oh, mina this party are there. So we see I don't they actually like they do good or bad or are still there that party there. No, think about the other person. Think about that layman. Think about that market woman where they come out early morning. Think about that old mommy. Think about you that papa where they come out early in the morning for go fend for in family. What if he go, then he come now host nothing no day.
Exactly.
The beginning and go suffer. The in family now they suffer.
True.
So mind you, when you do something, make sure say you in a conscience, they tell you something where they make like you self, they begin to think about other people them, Amadu.
Yeah, Aminata, I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you. And in all of what you say, young people, we have to realize this day. Election not about faith. Election not about we future. Election na then time the way we for be very, very much careful of anything way we do. I think so these are the time that we for be able for determine who that really don't help we as young people.
Yeah.
Who that don't bring improvements in our life as young people. Then. And in order for be say pass you belong to one of these parties, or you get for be dead supporter of them for let you go able for survive. You for survive because you're a Sierra Leonean.
Yeah.
You for be a beneficiary to any project so far we get for do with young people them in this country. It's not supposed to be by party. So young people then get for stay away from violence. Because we really say for them as political parties, now a goal, then they score. Once they go attack the opponent, and then they succeed for destroy the opponent in your own political stand at the moment. So, not all like we not say the young generation wings, not the try for convince the supporters or followers or members of the young generation wings of the parties for stay away from violence. But that not be visible so far.
Yeah.
Because if it's visible, the facts na bonds not for that happen.
At all.
If this not something where they do, the fact na mile 91 not for happen. If this not something where political parties they do, they not be for born Madam Diana Konomani in Osnakono. If this really not something where the political parties they do, we not be foresee a situation who say young people then they post pictures of political candidates there, they provoke situation.
Yeah.
And all of these things, I think, say, it rests on the shoulder of the young generation win. Because if that separate body day don't be created in the political party, now for make sure, say, you get the right people that were able for talk to young people then. And for that young man really get confidence for listening, in company young man get for the part of a particular something. If, for instance, I come on here now say I'm go talk to my company young man then go out for listening to me because then they find out say okay this is how we age mate to go able ask a question, go able check them in case you want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But if you say no more, you want to put the big people there on the front line always. And now make with the youth say we have to take responsibility. Responsibility, always this argument don't come up. I get picking, I get woman. So man feel say that the responsibility that's no more. I mean, for take responsibility, now first of all, forget the realization, say, you know it's in a good, you know it's in a bad. You try to take responsibility when you do the bad things. You admit, say this is not the bad thing I do. Take responsibility of the fact, say, the future of this country, we the young people then, it then we are. We will take responsibility of the fact, say, if you got to be educated, it day on you for study very hard.
Yeah.
Because you not go get people then and they support you, then some say you know they study. Then that means you are not responsible. So responsibility, like relative term, and it comes in diverse ways. And young people get for begin to show that now. When they put you in charge of something, show some sense of responsibility by maintaining credibility and transparency. So responsibility, like I say, now a relative term, and we got to take responsibility of the fact, say, we are young people, and if we don't be very poor for the longest time, because when you look at the global index, young people them, we tend for remain for be the poorest in the world. That is because, especially these parts of the world, we don't want for focus, we don't want for pay attention in improving ourselves. Instead, we want to pay attention to politicians. We hype them, hey, the power don't come, the power don't come. Then they send we for go do the wrong thing. We go well for we self. make we face with front as young people this particular time. And so when I hear watching the young generation leader of the SLPP say, then go obviously denying any young person we go engage in violence on behalf of them. Now for tell you say, the politicians know they in for violence. So any time when the media call them, then go convince we say, oh no, we dey talk to them, we dey engage them, which in reality, we know say it's not possible. But we just get for bring them, come, let them explain to family them what's in they do. Because election not reach yet, we don't begin to see clear indications of violence. If you just join we fumble them, the program where you watch, now Salone Talk, where they come to you on TDN Africa Media. Remember, say yourself can bring in your opinion by texting or calling the number where they show na the screen. Today na the program we they talk to both the SLPP and the APC Young Generation Wing for know the role way then they play for make sure say young people of them party then they stay away from violence during and after this election. We just don't talk to the SLPP Young Generation leader and we will look forward for talk to the APC Young Generation Wing, the young leader as well for talk to win at the program AMINATA. We will continue with the program and we hope for get on your opinion them as well. Not forget say this na TDN Africa Media. We dey also for bring you independent, credible and non-biased news. And inside Salone Talk, how we see them, now so we dey talk them. We dey continue with the program and still they discuss the latest updates of the country. If I will them know, yesterday, Salone finally secured a seat na the Security Council inside UN. What's in this mean for Salone? We will get forget somebody from the government department we're responsible for foreign affairs for explain to we find one as to what's in really this mean for Salone. But before we go for do that, we want for rob more and that small because we don't see so much on social media and we don't hear a lot of things. Though some people think a good thing and you get some other people waiting say it is not a big deal, Aminata.
Indeed, Amadu. You know, say the mind they not be the same. Some man must get positive answer, some man must get negative answer. So, but for me, I think saying a good thing for the country, for let we go gain recognition because like till like that day, Amadu, I believe say Salone they go small. We go up there small. And mind you, this country, plenty people they expect much. Plenty people want to see much from we country. Plenty people want to see we country day up there and they don't want to see we country for they done. Believe you me, Amadu, seriously. So for me, I believe saying a good thing for let we get this thing here so we talk about.
Yeah, of course. I mean in from an international perspective, from a foreign interaction perspective, you go want for saying a very good thing. Most times, waiting the people of this country can doubt when it comes to those things. Now, the fact say the politicians not can come out clearly for explain to people them as to how they work out for get to these things. How much money they get for spend, if money get for be spent. I mean, because not just about being part of the Security Council of UN, but Salone go get for loss anything, Salone go get for profit. This not in the way them for they make very much clear to the people of this country. Of course, we see now, and one thing again we can make the thing very interesting are the fact that politicians not can use them particular moments here or then achievements there for be a national achievement rather than want for make a political achievement. Of course, we know say na political something, but you know, for be a political party or a certain individual achievement, it is unfair. Anything what the government do, the government of Salone achieve, I think it is on behalf of the people of this country. And the kudos for go to Sierra Leone, other than the kudos for go to a particular individual. We all understand. I mean, somebody must be able to lead the process. But you know, for use that day as a campaign tool, you know, for use that day for convince other people. Otherwise, you begin to undermine the importance of the particular achievement, and we see that's not happen with the UN Security Council seat, where Salone finally get for be elected. I mean, I think say the Security Council get permanent 15 seats, win a permanent seat, and you get 5 other winner elect, then they elect. And I think Salone fortunate for be one of the countries then we then elect from West Africa, where for they part of the Security Council. And that thing we don't use for happen. Ghana, I think they go out and go be replaced by another country. And so, you know, this now something where normal, it used to happen, it's very important. But like I say no more, politicians therefore stay away from playing politics with national achievement. Therefore, always make sure say, pull up party, pull up this person personality. Yes, now this person the lead where we get this, but it's as a result of the efforts of every other Sierra Leoneans. Every other Sierra Leonean, I beg your pardon. Because if you look in the foreign ministry, Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation Ministry, you get different Sierra Leoneans than they, where themselves take part for make sure say this dream also come to pass. Yeah. And then people and they know 100% get for be government appointees. It be say a civil servant then, you know, and then don't they part of the system. So the credits for go to Sierra Leone other than the credits for go to just one person. We know facilitation don't take place. We know people then don't lobby, but all this for be centered around Mama Salone and not centered around a particular political party or a particular individual. This is something where we need for left as a country. Anything where we achieve, we for able for put some out for like be like say, oh, Salone do achieve this, and this not the steps we will take for each day. This not the kind money we will spend for get here, and this we go get for benefits at the end of the day. So to me, when it comes to that, I think say if I go speak to that particular achievement there, it's a good thing and a good thing for we allow them as a country, but where would they do them more no politicize them? Because if you politicize them, you go get another Sierra Leonean way not saying a good thing, but you want to play politics with them. Instead go play politics by downplaying the achievement. Yeah. And we don't want to see that kind of thing there at all, not Aminata.
Yes, Amadu, I want to agree with you, just like how you did talk so.
Yeah.
An achievement for Mama Salone, an achievement for Mama Salone, not for no other political parties. Now, this, let me say, na a normal thing. Why I say na a normal thing? Plenty political parties wouldn't gain a power as they get something so or then do something for the country. They take and say, oh, na this party so na Edouan, this politician so na be the just like now. Let's take example the that same way Salone go AFCON, African Cup of Nations. Some the politician and the user. Say na me own term adewe Salone go AFCON. Na me count the luck for Mama Salone. All that stuff then they seriously Amadu, believe you me, that AFCON day where Salone go, so now we all efforts. Yeah. Now because we all be they put we hope and trust because the support where we give to the players, the support we give to the players, they make themselves, they hear the cries of the people for say Mama Salone. You don't say, can you imagine music all come out for the same way when last Salone go AFCON.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden after how many years then this thing can happen. Then why people they take them thing and they for begin the propagate them because assuming they take them, people they use them for propagate, for propaganda. It's bad, it's really bad. Just like how these achievements don't come to we so. This now we all for glady for them.
Yeah.
Na Salone a achievement. Na Mama Salone a achievement. Not to no other political party in achievement. Not to no other politician in achievement. another any kind of a person. Do ya? Many people like get for good give the one the way deserve the award. Believe you me, when I'm Mama Salone, let them talk say Mama Salone get for benefits from this. Now we don't get security seats, just like how AMADU talk. Believe you me, someone go begin use and just know for begin campaign. Politician they can do them.
Yeah, of course.
It can happen.
Of course.
It happen. Me I wanna know.
Of course, when the people cannot even tell waiting and they don't cost we as a country, which we go get for benefits. We like at the same number AMINATA, we all know say important because eventually we still need we go get for come with somebody like we say no more from the foreign affairs corporation and international corporation. I beg your pardon. For can explain to we really or to family them waiting this mean for Salone. What's it cost Salone? Waiting Salone will get for benefits.
Yes.
Because it's very important. Because I do believe say a whole delegation move for justice.
Yeah.
And that's if they get for be sponsored by government. So you see, and you want to make sure say you very much accountable to people them in terms of how you they do the spending, in terms of how you they hope for recover some of the resources where you they invest into this. But the need for explain to family them better one for make we able for understand as to why we go into this and what we get for benefits we. But we see the world they celebrate we. I mean within our international news outlets them. Then they talk say Salone don't obtain seats na the UN Security Council. Okay, which is fine. We believe say good news they run fast, but as a country, how reflective can they go be on we? Now that's another thing where citizens of the country they ask. So family them will still continue with the program, and we hope forget the APC young Congress leader for talk to win at the program, and we still try for get them connected. Once we get them, we go try for talk to them before we put down the curtain. But we want to move straight to we election updates as we not get plenty time at the program again. Make we just start with that.
Today election updates, we get 16 days to election, and for the campaign period for today the 7th of June 2023, the Independent Party they get their own campaign at the Tonkolili, the Karine, the Bond and Kailaun district. The APC party they get their own campaign today in the Cambia, Moyamba and Kenema district. The NGC party they get their own campaign today in the Putloko, Koinadugu, Falaba and the Western Area Urban district. The NURP they get their own campaign today in Abo district. The PMDC they get their own today na the Pujeon district. The NDA they get their own today na the Western Area Rural, whilst the SLPP party they get their own campaign today na Bombali district. And quickly for updates family, the family be they watch this program. That incident will be happen suicidal FBC lecturer been lost in life. Finally will be updates family back for tell them say the person in house where they find the body don't attest, say yes na in do the act, and now for post now somebody pay a money for let it do that act there. Now they don't finally get evidence, and the person don't attest to the fact that na in kill that person there where they find in body na the compound. Mind you, this na election, cobra them. Una make sure say una always they check for una picking them, because we don't dey plenty people and they talk about say picking and the loss, and this na the term don't come to for election where we dey all kind about in them. Please parents, if you plan send person for go take you picking at school, now for you need for go the call first, or tell the teacher, let the teacher call you first because that's really, really important. Or you yourself go for your own picking, not trust nobody, because now the time don't reach to. We get barely 2 weeks or a week to election. June 24, not far again. Do ya with the big why we advise to now we don't hear plenty thing them, but then thing they are what at the talk. So me and una know say whenever election they come, then thing they also they happen. Even though not to we not want for let them thing they also happen, but they happen. Picking and they lost. Even big people themselves they lost. So who that's not picking for let in all loss. And before they matter wait till they na dead. No one hear them thing and they no one see them cases and they. But I believe say the schools they don't put things in place in order for let them ensure say the picking them will be safe during this election. Yeah. I believe say right now then they on revision or some schools then they sit now.
Yeah.
And they sit examination because they don't want for let person or picking they attend school where the during this election period they are so AMADU. So I believe say with why we they tell una we they inform una now earlier, let una get things now on our head and let una step up on our game, because for lost speaking a very, very bad and heart-rending for Kumbra them. Yeah. So we get 16 days to election. Now I can want to talk to una the people them, the youth man them. We will get for vote. Because plenty people they talk say they not get for vote. But I want to let you know say now this now you write for vote. Why I say that you write for vote? Now because now we did put the leaders them. Now we they put them. You vote count. So please do the right thing. Una left for the talk say we know the vote because of this thing don't happen. We can go to the streets where people talk to me that we ask you not a citizen of this country, like you say yes we are citizen, then why you not the vote? You say because of things are hard, yes, things are hard, make the change starts with you. Now you this change they start with do ya whenever the politician in come or the one way they make sure say you ask them question, not afraid, no fear. Once not the right thing you do, no fear, no afraid. Talk your mind. Then I believe say where you don't talk your mind, you then go hear your opinion, your views, and we the journalists then they are so for listen to una.
Yeah.
Now that make them program there so for let we able channel una complaints them to the big one them.
It's true.
We they serve as watchdog. Now we they make everything right. And again I want to forget. And again we the journalists they let we know say what we they put out there now in they make the people then they make people they listen to we, people they listen to we. Please I believe say Sludge don't pull the manifesto of journalists them. Sludge don't pull manifesto for journalists them. Who side them for no waiting that they do during this election, yeah, so because plenty journalists they for misinform the public or give wrong information. Why on earth you did give wrong information? Why? Bad. It's really bad. And mind you, una make sure say una put things them where they make this country go before. For the one that way they blog, the one that way they vlog, do ya una make sure say una put a content where they make sure say this na something way important way for the media. Una do more the bloggers and the vloggers them. They want the way they na Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Please, we they talk to una election time. This now something we very important, very key to every citizen of this country, even the one that they do Ubayanda. They can listen to una. What una they talk, what una they put out there, and themselves they take and talk. Now, audio they go around for say the election never for take place. Do ya with a beg? AMADU, believe you me, audio they go around for say election.
Yeah. All right, fumble them. We get Mr. Prince Tolly now online in the APC Youth Congress leader. Hello and welcome to the program, Mr. Tolly.
Hello. Good morning, listeners and everyone.
All right. So, Mr. Tolly, we want to look at the roles of the young generation wings them of una party them. We don't talk to the Sierra Leone People's Party, they don't explain their own part. And we want to talk to the APC National Youth Congress now. As a party, since where this election process starts, how una don't they engage the youth them in terms of education, in terms of making sure that they understand everything when they go around election?
We don't engage youth them constructively. Of course, the APC been done the do all this while. So the electioneering period, not just a period for let me remind them, and every young person at the APC know exactly everything to do and how to go about it. Notwithstanding that, we still engage them. Like yesterday, I just come out now, local side, I meet with the young leaders from the entire northwestern region, and the program was about voter education and how to go about the campaigning and the electioneering process as a whole. So the APC has always been doing it and will continue for doing.
Okay, so one of the key education where many of young people within una party and also young people in the country need now the education on this PR system. As a party and as a young generation wing, what una done to do so far in making sure that young people are well educated and well informed when it comes to the PR system?
We don't get the young generation wing. The APC now a National Young Congress wing.
Okay, Young Congress, I beg your pardon.
Of course, the PR system is new to we as young people. Are very few of we will get an idea of how it works because documents and histories tell you say now in 1996 and 2002 we get a PR system. In as much as he knew, we did not raise this concern as a party. Say it poses a lot of difficulties in terms of the voting system when we don't use the first past the post system and that we grew up with. But for some reason, we're very personal to the SNPP. Choose to go ahead with the PR. We don't get option, but for we re-engage young people, and I'm sure the education is out there. This morning, if you look around the social media, you see a group of young leaders and they go particularly in the remote areas for engaging colleagues and the community people on the voting system with the PR and how then MPs will subsequently be elected and councillors because now the difficulty because when it comes to the presidential candidates and mayors and council chairpersons, I think that one is pretty much straightforward. It's regarding the member of parliament and the councillor, we don't use for see the faces of people where we know say this person they represent this particular locality, and when you wake up in the morning or you get something we get for with governance accountability, you know exactly who that for ask. But there is now a sharp change as when the whole district now becomes a constituency in which all members of parliament who get for elect and get for represent the entire district. You not get a particular member of parliament for a particular locality. We mean say they're not get for see the faces of the people the way they get for elect at the ballots instead now the party they get for votes for. And the more votes then get for cast for the party, the more chance and get the MPs elected. So we get that difficulty there, but we are overcoming it. And I'm sure in terms of the young people, they do very well for level educate with people in that area there.
Okay. Misinformation na a challenge. Wetin the party don't do in order for make sure say the young people them not engage in misinformation?
Well, the misinformation gets even root causes or whatever, because when you suppress formal voices and platforms for people to express themselves and get for results to rudimentary techniques for source information, and the APC not get control over who that they release information or whose information somebody for listen to. We know, say, when it comes to giving out information as a party, we get we own channels of communication, and we membership. If we want to communicate, so we membership, we do and we formal channels of communication. But as a party, we don't get control over who that them for listen to or whose information then listen to. It is all the responsibility of the state for make sure say them provide the level playing field, particularly at this critical moment, for people to access information and get access to the mainstream media. So, but if you narrow down that space, you shift the bars to the populace for results to other means of sourcing information, and we the APC, we don't get control over that. But when we want for the information, we not misinform somebody, we not misinform members. We get channels of communication, and when we are ready, we do that formally.
Okay, we see una pull the flag bearer of the party in the person of Dr. Samuel Matthew Wilson Kamara. Don't launch the manifesto na do. I want to put the question to you as a young person. You think say una party get what it take for convince the young people of this country for vote in the APC party?
More than what it take for convince the young people. I mean, this contest is a battle between the truth and the lie. It is very clear. The June 24 elections, now they get to be the simplest elections we run at this country. So the APC get all within it take for convince Leonians. When you read the APC manifesto, you will know say it was written from the hearts and minds of the leadership of the party, and with the consciousness say we therefore approach youth empowerment in holistically, not as an event.
All right. So before you left, what's going to be your peace message to young people of your party and young people of Sierra Leone?
The APC has always been peaceful. We have been provoked.
You have
this country. We remain peaceful and we committed to the peace of this country. And however, we also want to encourage everybody for no say we are all Sierra Leoneans, and therefore we self-reserve the right for to a space the Sierra Leone democracy. We will remain peaceful and call on young people for we maintain the peace, but peace is maintained by the state. The APC not get any instrument of coercion. We will not get police, we will not get military, we will not get prison officers. So the government of Sierra Leone gets the responsibility to assure Sierra Leoneans of a peaceful election.
All right. Well, thank you for what you talk to me on the program Salone Talk. All right, fumble them. That's na Mr. Prince Tully in na the leader for the National Youth Congress, na the APC party. If I let them know, we for done by now, but since we need for talk to Mr. Tully, as we don't talk to Mr. Kalon of the SLPP, so we want to make sure say we maintain the balance. So we want to say plenty thank you to we viewers them we join the program today. Don't forget for joining me back tomorrow, same time, same place, as we go to bring gonna waiting they happen in our country and talk about inside the program Salone Talk. Now so the program go done for today. We wait on the bring the program cancel in a new name na AMADU Esba. The wish you a wonderful and a lovely day.
And Mina AMINATA KOROMA they say tata.
Now not the time we for better we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not an option. During this election, we don't want to tie by division. All we want for see vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say all we want for vote without violence. All we want for sin, all we want for sin without violence. Till the end they say all we want for sin without violence. All we want for sin, all we want for sin without violence. Now not the time we for better we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not an option. During this election, we don't want to tie by division. All we want for see vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say all we want for vote without violence. All we want for sin, all we want for sin without violence. Till the end they say all we want for sin without violence. All we want for sin, all we want for sin without violence.